Is purchasing Tesla shares currently a wise move? Though it has been declining and is now 60 points below its peak, I can assure you that this is an excellent long-term investment. We'll explore the fascinating task of calculating the quantity of cars manufactured and delivered by each manufacturer for each month of the second quarter in this video. Now, if you're prepared, let's get started. If you haven't already, remember to click the like and subscribe buttons. Since our ultimate goal is to decide the deliveries, we prioritize vehicle deliveries over manufacturing, starting with Tesla Shanghai in April. Although the precise number of automobiles created is unknown, we can estimate that between 70,000 and 80,000 were made. We'll talk more about this later in the film. Tesla Shanghai announced an astounding total of almost 76,000 vehicle deliveries in April. We project a manufacturing total of roughly 73,000 automobiles for this month. June is calculated similarly, with the exception that it has 30 days, so that 25 days of productivity are produced. That means that June will produce about 70,000 cars. When May and June are combined, Shanghai produces about 143,000 cars in Q2. With formal confirmation awaiting, if we include the previously estimated 75,000 vehicles produced in April, Shanghai's total Q2 production figure would come to between 218,000 and 220,000 vehicles. Outstanding figures, especially in light of the current market conditions and price reductions. Let's now turn our attention to Tesla Fremont. At the moment, Fremont produces about 1,700 cars every day. We calculate that Fremont produced around 51,000 automobiles in April and about 53,000 vehicles in May by multiplying this number by the number of days in April and May, which are 30 and 31, respectively. When April, May, and June are taken into account collectively, Tesla Fremont is projected to generate roughly 153,000 vehicles in Q2. At least for the time being, this performance is in line with the factory's maximum capacity of approximately 650,000 automobiles. Tesla is producing more than ever in Berlin. They recently accomplished an incredible feat. They surpassed a weekly production pace of 5,000 automobiles. That comes out to an astounding 714 cars being produced each and every day. But let's delve a little farther and examine the expected chaos of Tesla Berlin's second quarter. We estimate that 20,000 cars will be sold in April and 21,000 in May. With June approaching, Berlin will have a non-holiday full month of output. It is anticipated that with additional advancements, the production pace will reach 800 automobiles per day. Multiplying this by 30 days, we may expect a whopping 24,000 cars to be produced in June alone. In conclusion, Tesla Berlin is expected to produce just under 65,000 cars in Q2 2023, setting a new record. The use of the cutting-edge 4680 batteries has caused some delays in Tesla's operations in Texas, but even at a more leisurely rate, things are moving forward. My estimation for April's manufacturing rate was 570 automobiles per day, multiplied by 7 days, or roughly 4,000 vehicles for the month. We project that May will see a daily manufacturing rate of 600 automobiles, or about 18,600 vehicles for the month. This corresponds to about 17,500 autos manufactured in June over a 28-day period. In conclusion, it is anticipated that Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas will produce little under 52,000 cars in Q2 2023. Despite falling short of expectations, this is still a sizable output. Tesla Shanghai has already produced 412,000 cars, excluding April. Assuming a 90% delivery rate, there would be around 447,000 vehicles delivered to Shanghai overall in April. We can add 75,000 automobiles to the estimate of total output in order to account for the number of deliveries. As a result, we get an estimated production number of more than 487,000 automobiles. In 2023, Tesla would have delivered about 870,000 vehicles year to date if they were to reach their goal of over 447,000 units overall. A more complete picture will be available when Tesla Shanghai's May numbers are released, which we anxiously anticipate. A future update on these figures is coming ahead, so stay tuned. They plan to increase output, which means that record-breaking deliveries are imminent. Let's investigate the expected stock values for Q2, Q3, Q4, and even the end of 2023 by clicking the like button. We predict that Tesla will deliver an incredible 447,000 automobiles beginning in Q2. The expansion is exciting to see, and the figures are astounding. But we also have to take into account the average selling price, which went up to $45,000 in Q2 as a result of growing costs. The company's bottom line and overall revenue are impacted by these pricing increases. Now let's examine the finances in more detail. We need to take into account the leases, gross income, services, and credits. The gross profit margin was 18.3% in Q1, and there have been notable swings in Wall Street estimates regarding Tesla's expected earnings per share. These estimates began at 81 cents and have now stabilized at 71 cents. It's crucial to remember that these numbers might not adequately reflect the recent price hikes that have been seen in the market. Tesla's current estimated non-GAAP earnings per share is 89 cents, which is an encouraging number. This increased estimate suggests that there may be a possible surge in Tesla shares, particularly if they exceed the predicted 71 cents by a substantial amount. In this case, we might observe a price-to-earnings (P/E) ratio of 55 or even 60, which would suggest that the market is placing a high value on the company. But let's take a conservative stance and think about a P/E ratio of 50. We can calculate the target stock price at $176 per share based on this cautious assessment. It is noteworthy that the present valuation of Tesla shares stands at roughly $170, indicating the possibility of a rise in value in the event that the anticipated earnings per share surpass projections. An overview of Tesla stock's potential development and value is provided by these computations and factors, enabling investors to make wise choices in this volatile market. Let's now turn our attention to Q3 and project Tesla's sales, earnings, and stock price for 2023. Get ready for additional development. With an average selling price of $46,000, I'm expecting, very conservatively, 465,000 car deliveries for Q3. The vehicle gross profit percentage will rise to just under 19% as a result of this increase in average selling price. Because of this, it is anticipated that total vehicle revenue will surpass an astounding $21 billion in Q3, and total vehicle profit will rocket past $4 billion. After accounting for costs, energy, and other variables, we predict that Tesla will generate more than $26.5 billion in revenue in Q3 and earn over $3 billion in net income, GAAP, and about $3.5 billion in non-GAAP calculations. This equates to expected GAAP earnings of 88 cents and non-GAAP earnings per share of 99 cents. Tesla has made some quite impressive estimates for Q2, Q3, and Q4. The company's future is bright, with steady growth evident in the numbers. In the event that Tesla surpasses forecasts and exceeds expectations, the company's stock may see a sharp increase that may drive its P/E to 55 or perhaps 60. For the time being, though, I'll keep with a P/E ratio of 50, which translates to a stock price of $176 per share in order to be conservative. Naturally, there's always a chance of falling short, which could result in a P/E of 40 or 45. But if they are able to beat earnings again, a P/E ratio might increase to 55 or perhaps 60. That's correct. Between October 2021 and January 2024, things might become interesting. My study suggests that Tesla is going to have a great year-end. Friends, be ready for something truly amazing. I'm planning to deliver a staggering 500,000 cars. There's an exciting twist to the story. It's anticipated that the average selling price of each of these cars will be $47,000. That's not all, though. The estimate that really stands out is the steadily rising vehicle gross profit margin of Tesla, which is expected to reach a remarkable 19.2%. This indicates that their profitability per vehicle is skyrocketing, and they expect to make about $23.5 billion in total from their vehicles. It makes sense that their sales would be expected to reach an astounding $4.5 billion, given such an incredible sum. However, Tesla's success story goes on. There are other sources of income to take into account, like their energy-related businesses. The figures increase much higher when we account for these additional sources and deduct the associated costs. For the fourth quarter, they are expected to generate a staggering $29 billion in revenue, with a net income expected to surpass $3.6 billion. Remember that 2017 is meant to be a year of recession. Therefore, if every forecast comes to pass, it would be astounding. In contrast to other automakers, Tesla's performance is astounding. This brings us back to Q4 of 2022. The anticipated EPS non-GAAP is 1.16. Taking into account the difficulties they had, that is rather amazing. We could be back in a bull market by January 2024, which makes Tesla's P/E ratio of 60 appear realistic. The P/E ratio, however, might return to 40, 35, or even 30 if things worsen, and there are a few more price reductions and unforeseen circumstances. Let's talk about some realistic price ranges for the end of this year now. The stock, in my opinion, may stay in the low 200s and rise as high as $220, or perhaps $240. By year's end, I want the price per share to be $260. As we report on the most recent forecasts and developments, it's crucial to view the material that follows with a modicum of skepticism. But pay attention to